All right, if you've been paying any attention to health news lately, you've heard the names, right? Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro. These drugs have completely flipped the script on how we talk about weight loss and diabetes. But, science never just stands still.
So that's the big question. What comes next? After these amazing breakthroughs, what's waiting on the horizon? Well, today, we're going to look at a new molecule that might just be the next giant leap forward.
And here it is. It's called Retatrutide. Now, it's still in the investigational phase, but this peptide is generating some massive buzz, and we're about to break down why this isn't just another copycat drug, it's something else entirely. So, what's the secret sauce here? What makes this thing tick? Well, it all comes down to its unique engine. See, unlike the drugs that came before it, Retatrutide works on what scientists are calling a triple agonist mechanism. To really get what makes it so different, let's do a quick comparison. So drugs like Semaglutide, the engine in Ozempic and Wegovy, are amazing, but they mostly hit one single target, the GLP-1 receptor. Retatrutide, on the other hand, goes after 3 different receptors at the same time. We're talking about a multi-pronged attack on metabolic problems. And before we get any deeper, let's nail down this key term, agonist. An agonist is basically a key. It's a substance that fits into a specific lock, the receptor, on a cell and turns a process on. So a single agonist has one key for one lock. Retatrutide, it's like having a keychain with 3 different keys for 3 very important locks. So, what are these 3 locks? Well, they're the receptors for 3 super important hormones. First, you've got GLP-1, the one we already know, which helps control your appetite and insulin. Then, it adds GIP to the mix, which also boosts insulin and seems to affect how fat gets stored. And finally, the game changer. It hits the glucagon receptor, which is a huge player in how much energy you burn. So think about it this way. Instead of just turning down the hunger dial, you're also cranking up the energy burn dial and fine-tuning the sugar processing dial, all at the same time. It's a coordinated effort.
Okay, so the theory sounds incredible. But does this whole 3-pronged approach actually deliver? Well, the clinical results are in, and honestly, they're pretty staggering.
It really all started with the early data. In studies with rodents, it didn't just work, it blew right past the competition. Even the super powerful dual agonist Tirzepatide, a weight reduction of over 30%, that was a massive signal that they had something really special on their hands.
And you know what? That incredible potential held up in human trials. Just to give you some context, the current gold standard, Semaglutide, gets you about 15% average weight loss. In its phase 2 trial, Retatrutide delivered an average of 24.2%. That's not just a small improvement, that is a massive, massive leap forward.
Let's just pause on that number for a second. 24.2%. We're talking about participants with obesity losing nearly a quarter of their body weight on average. I mean, these are the kinds of results that start to get into the same league as bariatric surgery. It's incredible.
But this is where the story gets even better, because the weight loss is really just the headline. Tirzepatide's triple action mechanism seems to kick off this whole cascade of other amazing health benefits.
That same trial, the one with the crazy weight loss, it also showed huge improvements pretty much everywhere else. Major drops in blood pressure, a big reduction in dangerous liver fat, way better cholesterol levels, and normalized blood sugar. It's not just treating a single symptom. It's like giving your body a total metabolic reset.
And if we zoom in and geek out on the details, the picture gets even sharper. Look at this. HbA1c, that key marker for long-term blood sugar, dropped like a rock. Triglycerides, a type of fat in your blood, went way down. And HDL, the good cholesterol, that actually went up. This just proves it's not about the number on the scale, it's about improving the entire metabolic dashboard.
So, with results this powerful and this wide-ranging, you can just imagine the scientific community is absolutely buzzing. What could this all mean for the future of medicine? Let's take a look at what's on the horizon.
This is what has researchers so excited. The potential uses are just huge. For obesity, you're talking about getting surgery-level results with a simple injection. For type 2 diabetes, there's even hope it could help preserve the precious insulin-producing cells in the pancreas. Its effect on liver fat makes it a massive contender for treating fatty liver disease. And when you put all of that together, it points to a huge potential for long-term heart health. And you know what? This is probably just scratching the surface. Scientists are now digging even deeper, looking at its effects on mitochondria, the little power plants inside our cells, and even its role in those complex pathways that let our gut and our brain talk to each other.
So it all leads to this one really powerful question. We are watching a revolution in metabolic medicine happen in real time. And Retatrutide, it doesn't just feel like another step in that revolution. It feels like it could be a major turning point. It really makes you wonder how one single molecule could totally reshape our approach to obesity, diabetes, and so much more. Thanks for tuning in.